Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we got times NBA legends disrespected each other. Now, you guys let me know in the comment section below. When you play basketball, are you personally a trash talker? Do you, say things to the other team, or do you kind of keep to yourself? Me, personally, I like to let my game do the talking. Unfortunately, my game don't speak no languages, man. So let's go ahead and get going on this.
These are the top 10 times
Very
NBA
curious what, like,
legends
the top of the top are. I know there's been a lot of moments in
and
NBA
for
history.
10, we got the time that Reggie Miller thought he could just disrespect Michael Jordan.
Ain't nobody doing that to the GOAT. Come on now. Reggie Miller, one of my favorite players of all time, too, believe it or not, man. Oh, damn, bro. Oh, I like a killer look in his eye, man. Damn. Bro, I've never seen that look in the eye before, man. That's like Hannibal Lecter up in here, man. Damn, bro.
But this was
trying to
just
gouge his eyes
one
out.
fight. Some legends take the disrespect to a whole new level.
Ronald Paul Pierce didn't
Number
like that.
9, Paul Pierce is literally addicted to disrespecting LeBron James. Yeah, back in 2016,
He's just jealous of him, man. Let's be
Paul
honest.
became an analyst for ESPN. The man decided to dedicate his entire TV career to trash-talking LeBron.
How'd that go for you?
We wasn't afraid of LeBron. I would trade LeBron James.
If you weren't afraid of him, then why are you speaking his name? Because I'm going to say, man, if I'm not afraid of somebody, I'm just not going to speak their name. You know what I'm saying?
This is going to be a big hit on his legacy, and I've already said he's not a top 5 player of all time. I don't want to hear none of this GOAT talk no more.
Why do you think he moved to Miami Beats? Huh?
Are we still talking about this?
I sent the U-Haul.
Something and I spit at him, and I'm not sure if I hit somebody or not. But
You
I
spit at him?
that direction.
Did he just say he spit on LeBron? Ugh. But hey,
That's
at least you could tell the
that's
hate that he's
weird.
got for Bron is real. Because for number 8, what if I told
Dennis
you
Rodman?
one of the most legendary beefs in NBA history
Damn,
was
it's a big-ass
one
elbow.
big lie. Back in
Oh.
1998, the Bulls were taking on the Jazz in the NBA Finals. When in Game 6,
They look like
Chicago
BFFs.
just one win away from the championship, Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone started doing something weird. Every other play, they were getting extra aggressive with each other. Almost like they were professional wrestlers or something.
Yeah, I don't know what
Now,
they're doing,
you might
man.
be thinking, these dudes were just going at it, being competitive because the championship's on the line.
Being
I mean,
sus.
that's what I thought. Until I heard the commentators say this.
Okay.
He and Karl Malone, regrettably, are scheduled to wrestle in one of those bogus events next month. Why Malone wants to lower himself to that is anyone's guess. And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Karl Malone done worse in his life than a little wrestling event. What I didn't know is that this is like damn like YouTube boxing before it was actually a thing, man. I didn't know that.
Rodman apparently wants to start the wrestling now.
Yeah. It turns out that these two had a wrestling match coming up, and they were using their time in the NBA Finals to promote.
Yo, your ass would be
And
getting
this
benched if I knew
entire
you were doing
beef
that.
Was fake. But I mean, it ended up being worth it for both of them.
You would be getting
Because a
benched if I
month
knew you were
later,
doing that.
They wrestled on live TV, and they each got paid over $1 million for it. Damn. I didn't think being disrespected could ever end well. Especially after hearing about number 7. The time that Kobe
Yeah,
Bryant's
Kobe could not stand Dwight
disrespect
Howard.
destroyed an
Called him
NBA
soft as
super
toilet
team.
paper, I think.
Yeah. Back in 2012, Kobe and Dwight Howard teamed up on the Lakers. I'm talking prime Kobe and prime Dwight. These two were expected to dominate the NBA and grab rings left and right.
That's once Dwight
But
started getting back
just
issues, though, I
3
believe.
months into their first season, shit
Not to make
hit
excuses.
the fan. See, in a game against the Clippers, Dwight ended up tearing his shoulder. And this injury was so bad, he was told he needed surgery and could miss up to 6 months. So obviously, the man took a little break to recover.
I think that's fair.
Kobe, he wasn't so understanding, telling the media, "We don't have time for Dwight's shoulder to heal. We need some urgency." Dog, this man's got a busted shoulder.
Yeah, I
What do
mean,
you-
that right there is like the difference between like Kobe and LeBron James as far as like teammates playing with them is that, like Kobe wants to be on like his mindset, where LeBron, I would say, is kind of more laid back. You can kind of goof around with a little bit. And that's just kind of like the type of player Dwight Howard is. That's why he works in the Lakers now.
And Dwight
Also,
was
he's not
wondering
asked to be a
the same
superstar,
thing,
which
'cause
helps.
Later that day, he clapped back at Kobe in an interview, saying, "Kobe's not a doctor. I want to play, but at the same time, this is my life." Yeah, This one
Yeah, I think that's
incident
understandable, to
caused
be honest.
tensions between Kobe and Dwight to skyrocket. They started bickering on the court, arguing in the locker room, and throwing shade at each other to the media. But the final straw came after they were eliminated in just
swept,
the
wow.
first round of the playoffs.
Swept, man.
And with that, Kobe snapped his fingers and made Dwight disappear.
There he goes.
Yeah, Dwight signed with Houston and officially ended the Lakers super team. But I mean, it could have been worse for Dwight. He could have had to put up with Shaq, like at number 6. Cause the way that Shaq disrespects NBA legends should get him locked up.
Definition
in a
of an old head,
straitjacket,
man.
Surrounded by squishy
Old head
white
talk,
walls
man, for sure.
in a federal penitentiary. Yeah, this man is a nutcase. See, Shaq once said that as a kid.
Bro, he'd be the type of guy to, like, you know, tells his kid to clean his room. He's like, I don't want you right now. He's like, how many rings you got, Sharif?
He was
Clean
denied
that damn
an
room.
autograph by Hall of Famer David Robinson. And ever since that day, Shaq was filled with a burning rage, swearing that if he ever made it to the NBA, he'd do everything he could to get revenge on Robinson. And that's what he did.
Shaq against Robinson. Drive, stop.
Ooh, that's a big boy right there, man.
Well, he just
Gosh,
went
Shaq was so
to the
big.
poster child.
But years
So big.
later, after they both retired from the NBA, Shaq had a little confession to make.
Set the record straight on the David Robinson story. And the way I have heard it was that he stiffed you for an autograph when you were a kid.
Oh.
And you held it against him. And now you're telling me this is not true?
It's not true. I made it all up.
Why?
Mr. Robinson, I apologize.
Why would you make that
Yeah.
up?
Shaq just completely lied about the entire thing. This man's a psycho. Now, the disrespect between Shaq and
Why would you
Robinson
lie about
may have
that?
been
Like, that's
fake.
just weird.
But at number 5, the beef between Scottie Pippen and Charles Barkley is so real. It's been haunting them for decades.
They ain't got no wrestling
See,
matches coming
back
up. You
in
sure about that?
1999, Scottie and Charles were teammates on the Rockets, and they were expected to win an NBA title. But instead, they were eliminated in just the first round of the playoffs. And with a loss that
These super teams be
embarrassing,
losing, man, early
Scottie
on.
decided to
Chemistry.
play Charles and request a trade. I mean, that's all pretty damn disrespectful. So our boy Charles.
Can you imagine if somebody did that? Can you imagine if, like, Anthony Davis was like, LeBron James is the reason we lost? I'm out of here, man. That'd be insane.
He wanted an apology. Well, I think Scottie had something else in mind.
I wouldn't get Charles Barkley an apology at gunpoint. He could never expect an apology from me. If anything, he owed me an apology for coming and play with his sorry fat butt.
Oh, come on now.
Say sorry, man. Jeez.
He
But,
says sorry fat
thankfully,
butt, man.
Everything got resolved. Scottie was traded to the Blazers, Charles retired from the NBA, and the beef was over.
Did he really retire that season? Could you imagine Scottie Pippen calling you a sorry fat butt, and that's the end of your NBA career? I guess we don't get that farewell tour.
Until 2 decades later, when in 2021, Scottie did a GQ interview to promote his new book, promote his bourbon, and diss Charles again.
Oh,
saying,
goodness.
yeah, Charles is in the Hall of Fame, but when you think about success and winning, you don't speak of Charles Barkley's name. And I mean, if you know Charles, he's not just gonna let that slide.
How many rings you got, Chuck?
He came back as Scottie one final time.
Scottie, I've always liked you. You're a good player. We ain't never got to fight. We ain't never had no bad words. All of a sudden, I'm a bad guy because you got a book and a bourbon coming out. I just kind of felt sad. You know what I felt like? When I'm watching TV and I'm seeing somebody who's like gonna box. And I'm like, yo, man, you
like
didn't
Malone
pay
and-
your money. You got to do anything. Like, this is crazy.
Damn. Legends hating on legends for over 20 years. That's petty.
Yeah, you gotta let that go.
Charles and Scottie's feud doesn't compare to number 4. Because Harden's beef with Giannis.
Oh, I think
got
they're
him
good
clowned
now.
by the entire world. Yeah, back in 2019, Harden got beat by Giannis for the NBA MVP award. And he went on a
Could've went
full-blown
either way.
media tour just to complain about it. Telling GQ, I had 8 50-point...
I'm sorry to say, though, Harden, when it comes down to it, it's the MVP. It's not the MTP, not the most talented player. It's value to your team and everything. And I mean, like, yes, I understand that you were valuable to the Rockets as far as putting them on the radar, but it ain't never gone beyond that. And I guess at the time you could have said the same thing about Giannis, but I don't know, man.
Games.
I think it's just different now. It's just
60-point
different.
games in one season. And all the talk was about Giannis? There's no way. And then, in a 2020 ESPN interview, he even said Giannis wasn't skilled at basketball.
You know, but I wish I could just run and with 7 feet and run and just dunk. Like, that takes no skill at all.
He said that. He said it wasn't about Giannis, and we all know it
just
was.
A year
Come on
later,
now.
all that Giannis slander came back to bite Harden in the ass. Because in 2021, when the Bucks faced the Nets in the Eastern Conference playoffs, Giannis got his revenge, eliminating Harden from the playoffs.
4 games to 3,
leaving
man.
him so defeated that Harden wouldn't even shake Giannis's hand. But that's not where
Salty.
this ends. Because after Giannis won the championship, the internet completely roasted Harden.
Did to himself, though, if he was talking trash to him, so.
Wait a second.
Did
not subscribe to the channel. What the hell is this guy doing? Everyone should be subscribed to the channel. But anyways, winning a championship, that's a crazy way to settle a beef. But we're entering the top 3, so things are about to get even crazier.
Yo, MJ be
'Cause
going
in number
at people,
3,
man.
LeBron James cost himself an NBA championship by disrespecting the legendary Dirk Nowitzki.
I mean,
See, back in 2011,
I don't think it was the fake sickness thing. They like pretend to be sick or whatever that made them win the championship.
LeBron's Heat were
think
facing
Dirk was just meant to win this
Mavs
ring.
in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I know the story.
When after Game 4, Dirk started feeling a little weird.
The night before, I go home and start shivering a little bit and started to get cold. I was like,
Dirk don't seem like the type of dude to fake a
go to
sickness.
bed,
Just
you know,
saying.
It'll be great tomorrow, but it just didn't happen that way.
The trainer comes in and says, Dirk's sick. Huh? Sick? What do you got? They were like, we got the flu. Oh, I said, oh, no. Not right now. Not in this moment.
The flu game, man. 2.0.
Yeah, Dirk got the flu in the middle of the finals. And for some
What's the
reason,
chances of that?
instead of being a good
Apparently
sport about
100%.
it, LeBron and Dwayne Wade decided to pull up to Game 5 and mock the poor guy.
Oh, did y'all hear me cough? Think I'm sick.
Yeah, that's just disrespectful. Kind of makes you happy that they lost because of that, to be honest, man. Nothing against LeBron or D Wade,
This was a
but
bad idea. I mean, have you ever seen Dirk Nowitzki angry? Well, no one else had either, until now. In fact, this clip pissed him off so much that his own teammates literally forced him to watch it on replay so they could fire Dirk up for the rest of the series.
Good tactic.
And what
Good
do you know?
tactic.
It worked. Dirk went on a killing spree, winning 2 straight games and officially costing LeBron a
Dang.
championship. Dang it. Bron, you messed up, dog. But hey, some legends mess up a whole lot worse
There's
than
the bad
that.
boys on
Just
here.
For number 2, I'm talking about the time that Kevin Durant stabbed his best friend Westbrook in the back. See, back in 2008, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook became teammates, and they spent the next 8 seasons becoming one of the greatest duos in NBA history. But in 2016, after being eliminated by the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals, KD secretly blamed Russ and felt like he never won a championship with him. So
I mean,
he started
it
exploring
was
his
true.
options. And despite telling Russ to his face that he'd return to OKC and still be his teammate,
I still do not support Kevin Durant's move to the Golden State Warriors, but I do support him wanting to move on from Russell Westbrook. Like, at that point, how much room were those two to grow together? It's like they've reached their peak and it was not winning championships. So, yeah.
KD went out the very next day and stabbed him in the back, agreeing to sign with the Warriors.
Maybe he could have talked to him
the same
first.
team that had just eliminated them both from the playoffs.
Yeah,
Now,
that's weak
that
still.
all sounds really disrespectful. But the worst part about this situation is that KD didn't even call Russ before his decision went public. Russ literally found out what happened by checking Twitter. Damn.
A lot of players apparently figure it out that way.
Destroy a friendship. But number 1, destroyed something
Oh, yeah.
even
Shaq and Kobe
greater.
for sure.
Because the disrespect between Shaq and Kobe marked the end of one of the most legendary teams in NBA history.
Well, actually, I could argue it was the Detroit Pistons that ended one of the most legendary teams in NBA history.
And it all started in 1998 when
I'll
during
start
the
in
Lakers
2004.
practice, Shaq slapped Kobe in the face for trash talking. What a way to start a beef off. But this was just the beginning of their beef. Because in 2000,
yeah, one does not
Shaq
simply
showed up to training
slap
camp
Kobe.
20 pounds overweight. Kobe was so disgusted that he made fun of Shaq to a reporter, saying, "A guy selling donuts at 7-Eleven has more pride in his job than Shaq." And with that comment, this beef became personal. They started bashing each other to the media every chance they got. So by 2003, despite winning 3 straight championships, the two could not stand each other. To the point where Shaq tried getting rid of Kobe for good, telling reporters, "This is my team. Kobe doesn't like it.
Yeah,
Let him
that's
go
that
after
ego.
the season."
There's too much ego for
think
one
Kobe's
team.
gonna like that one? Yeah, after that, the two literally showed up to a Lakers practice trying to fight each other. So it became clear that whatever chemistry they had left was completely destroyed.
Yeah, it's like the big question with that is just like, what if they could have taken that negativity and that ego and, man, like, but it just was never really meant to be. It was just two great guys that just were, I mean, they obviously coexisted for a little bit, but...
And a few months later, they not only suffered their first loss in the NBA Finals, but they also told Lakers ownership to trade each other. So the next season,
oh, they said trade
Shaq
each
was
other
sent to Miami, and with Kobe by himself, the once legendary
I didn't know
Lakers
Shaq said to
team
trade Kobe.
missed the playoffs for the first time in 11 years, officially ending their dynasty. But hey, it wasn't all that bad, because 5 years later in the 2009 NBA All-Star Game, they decided to officially squash their beef.
Yeah, that was a nice
become
moment.
Teammates again.
Kobe is the best player in the league, so A+ on that side, and A+ for being a great guy. And he even let me take the trophy home today for my boys. So appreciate him for
It's
that.
a cool moment.
All right, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Damn.
All right, guys, that is the end of the video there, man. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. What's a disrespectful moment you've seen in the NBA that's not been on this list? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.